Hello, this is Serena, and I'm with the Baltimore Be More FCA Today podcast, and we're here at the parade for Martin Luther King Jr., which is a blessing. And we're here in Baltimore City, and we're with the Alphas right here, and I want to be able to have one of the spokesperson to be able to share. And we do know that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was an Alpha, and so hey, whoever to interview first.
The men you see here right now, we all represent at least 3 alumni chapters in Baltimore City. Delta Lambda chapter, Beta Alpha Lambda chapter, and Rotar Lambda chapter. We also have 3 college chapters at area colleges and university. We have Pi Theta chapter, which is at Coppin State. We have Beta Alpha, which is at Morgan State. We have Mu Rho, which is at Towson State, well, Towson University now. And then you have Sigma Sigma, which is at Johns Hopkins University. So we're here today in support of the parade on behalf of former fraternity member Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We look forward to participating every year, and this is one of the highlights of the beginning of the year for us.
Well, first of all, I think we're all happy that the parade is happening. The weather was good. Seems like we've moved past the worst of COVID, and so it's good that it's back on this year. There's nothing more I would rather be doing, no place I'd rather be than right here celebrating the life, the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Show up! If you fired up, show up! If you fed up, show up! Oh yeah! Can I get a oh yeah? Oh yeah! Changing lives, we're changing the city. We're changing lives, we're changing the city.
I'm standing right here with Bishop Elliott. Bishop Elliott, what does this mean to you today?
This means a lot to not only me, but to the city and what we're trying to do with not only reliving the dream, but reclaiming the dream. We got to change the narrative in our city, get back to a sense of community where we look out for one another, build up each other, support each other, and encourage each other, pray for one another. And so this is prayerfully the beginning of a change in the mindset and the narrative of what's going on in Baltimore. As we talk about a man who put his life on the line for the world and for us as a people. And so prayerfully we learn from this experience and gain from this experience, and this not just be a one-day thing, that we move forward in the peace and love and the life and legacy of one Dr. Martin Luther King.
Amen. Well, thank you so much, and always being a supporter of Baltimore City Fellowship Christian Athletes.
Always, always.
God bless.
FCA forever.
Amen.
All right.
The Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. parade was amazing. And now we're here at the museum, the Reginald F. Lewis Museum, and we'll continue the celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and others, civil rights, and you'll hear so much from our executive director from the museum.
The Lewis Museum was opened in 2005 as an authentic voice of Black Marylanders and tells the history of African Americans' contributions to the state, but in contributing to the state, because the state is so old, they're also contributing to the nation. When I think of the contribution, the sacrifice that Dr. King made, I think about the fact that he didn't do it just for Black people, but that he did it for all people. His intention was, I'm just helping people. I don't know that I would be standing in this position were it not for the work of Martin Luther King Jr., because I'm not certain we would have a museum like this were it not for Martin Luther King Jr. One of the main roles the museum plays is as educator. Civil rights is something that we must always continue to have our eye on the prize because it's easy for them to be taken away. We're just doing what we're supposed to do as citizens. That's all that it is, right? It's about being good citizens and making sure that we are doing our absolute best to push forward what is best, not just for us, but for the generations that come.
These are my kids, and we feel like we need to pour into them so that they'll know where there is need, where they need to go, what they need to be building towards. This helps them to grow. This helps them to find out where they're rooted so they can continue.
I think it's important because if we don't know our history, then we can't really do anything, or we can't really know what black people do or what black people history was.
I feel like this is a very good building to take our young kids to. They love it much and they like running through it and looking at all the artifacts and everything.